Hey mathematicians, it's Justin again. I don't know about you, but I've had so much fun investigating shapes recently that I've been looking at other places in my home where I can see different figures that have been scaled. Look around your own home and you might see shapes in bathroom tiles, patterns on the flooring, or even in the windows. I have this window in my kitchen that I'm super curious about. I noticed it has a pattern of repeating squares. So I'm wondering whether they have corresponding sides and whether there could be even more math hidden in the design. Will you help me investigate?
Alright, let's take a closer look. These shapes across the top and bottom are squares, so their sides are all the same length and they have 4 right angles. But they're different from the multicolored squares in the middle, so how do they compare? To answer that, we'll compare one of each type. How do the side lengths and angle measures in the larger square compare to those in the smaller square? Pause here and record your observations in your guided notes. Since all sides of each square are equal, we'd use the same scale factor to make every side of the large square match with its corresponding side on the small square. This means that the corresponding sides have a common scale factor. Let's compare the angles next. And more specifically, I'm going to compare the angles that are in the same position or correspond on each square. Since we know that squares have 90-degree angles, we can say that each pair of matching or corresponding angles are congruent, which we can see with these matching right angle symbols for each angle pair. We could summarize all this by saying that their corresponding angles are congruent. Since we're able to verify both these things for these squares, we can say that the squares are similar figures. Similar figures are figures that have the same shape but are not the same size. Hey, look what else I found. This backsplash has different geometric patterns. Look at this tile. It's a design made of triangles. Do you think these triangles are similar like the squares in the window? How can we find out? Here are the triangles with their side lengths and angle measures. I'll name these triangles so we can more easily compare them. The smaller one can be triangle ABC, and we don't know whether the triangles are similar yet, so I'm going to use different letters to name the larger triangle. We'll call it triangle XYZ. Remember that in order to determine whether these triangles are similar, we need to know that their corresponding sides have a common scale factor or are proportional, and that their corresponding angles are congruent. Let's look into those corresponding sides first. Take some time here to see whether the corresponding sides have a common scale factor. Pause the video now and take as long as you need. Our longest sides, sides AB and XY, correspond, and a scale factor of 2 takes us from 6 to 12. Sides BC and YZ correspond, and multiplying by 2 takes us from 3 to 6. And 5.2 times 2 is 10.4, so that same scale factor works for all 3 pairs of corresponding sides. Great, we can check that off our list. Now for the corresponding angles. Take a moment to determine whether each pair of corresponding angles are congruent. Angle A and angle X are corresponding since they're located in the same position on each triangle, and since they have the same angle measure of 30 degrees, they're congruent. We can jot this down using some math symbols to keep track of our work. This says angle A is congruent to angle X. We have the symbol for angle here and the symbol for congruent here. Angles B and Y are also corresponding, and since they both measure 60 degrees, they are congruent to each other. And finally, there's corresponding angles C and Z. Since they're both right angles, meaning they measure 90 degrees, we could say that they're congruent as well. All three pairs of corresponding angles are congruent. Since we verified everything on our similarity checklist, we can confidently say that these triangles are similar. A nice thing about these two triangles is that their orientations were the same, and that made it a lot easier to compare corresponding parts. But we're also going to be working with figures where that isn't the case. Like with these triangles, for example. They're not oriented the same way. One of them has been rotated. So how can I tell which sides and angles are corresponding? I did notice that the longest sides on each triangle are these two. If those are corresponding, then the smaller triangle could be rotated like this, so that its orientation matches that of the larger triangle. Now that these triangles are oriented the same way, this actually leads us to our first example problems. This one says, are these two triangles similar, and how do you know? Do you remember what we need to check for similarity? Yeah, we need to know that the corresponding sides have a common scale factor, and that the corresponding angles are congruent. Can we determine both of those things? Do we have enough information to decide whether they're congruent or not? Pause here so you have a minute to think this through. I noticed that the angle measures are missing on these two triangles. So at first I thought maybe we just don't have enough information since we won't be able to tell if the corresponding angles are congruent. But then I looked at the corresponding sides a little closer. The scale factor going from 6 to 3 is 1/2, but if we use that same scale factor on the longer sides, it doesn't take us from 8 to 5. 8 times 1/2 would be 4. So since one of our similarity requirements is not true, that's enough proof for us to say that these triangles are not similar. My final answer is that these two triangles are not similar, and my reason is because the scale factor does not work for at least one pair of corresponding sides. Here's one more example. This says, are the two trapezoids similar figures, and how do you know? We know similar figures are the same shape but different sizes, and we have a handy checklist to help us determine whether they are or not. So go for it. See what you can come up with on your own. The angle measures really stuck out to me, so I decided to check whether the corresponding angles are congruent first. With the figures oriented the same way, I can tell that the angles H and M correspond, and they're both 90 degrees, making them congruent. The same is true for angles E and J. They're corresponding and congruent. Corresponding angles F and K both measure 112 degrees, so they're congruent. And the final pair of corresponding angles, angles G and L, are both 68 degrees, so they're congruent too. This means all pairs of corresponding angles are congruent. Checking whether the corresponding sides are proportional or have the same scale factor is going to need some calculations. 18 times 1/3 is 6. 15 times 1/3 is 5. 12 times 1/3 is 4. And how do we get from 16.2 to 5.4? Does multiplying 16.2 by 1/3 work here too? Well, let's see. 16.2 divided by 3 is 5.4. All right, the scale factor works here too. We've checked all 4 pairs of corresponding sides, and they have a common scale factor. Since we verified both items on our similarity checklist, we know these trapezoids are similar because these side lengths have a common scale factor, and the corresponding angles are congruent.
Today, we investigated different shapes around my place and learned that in order for shapes to be similar, their corresponding sides will have a common scale factor and their corresponding angles will be congruent. After completing the guided notes, go ahead and move on to practice levels 1 through 4 and then the mid-unit reflection. Until next time, keep questioning, keep calculating, and remember, angles that correspond and sides in proportion make a set of shapes that are similar. See you next time.
Hey!